Hello, everyone. I'm here in this hot city of Houston, Texas, and my name is Tiffany Tifco Joseph, and I'm here with Preacher's Ex's podcast. And on the hot seat today, we have Miss Cheron K. Griffin, aka Madam Butterfly. She is a writer, producer, author, influencer, life coach, and she is a creator. And we have her here today, and right now, we're gonna delve in right there. I am so in love with this look.
Thank you.
I am in love with this look from your head to your toe.
Thank you.
And I just like to know, what are you trying to express? What are you trying to say with these eclectic colors and beautiful colors in this beautiful look?
You know, basically, I represent freedom, right? Freedom, authenticity, and just being who the fuck you want to be. You know, like, a lot of women care, right? We care about what other women think of us. We care about what men think of us. But do we really care what we think of us? So this is my freedom.
So in that freedom of expressing yourself right now today, what are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm a beautiful butterfly. I'm vibrant.
Yes.
I'm flying. I'm soaring. I'm playing in the garden.
Yes.
I'm just being who I was born to be, who God created me to be.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And as I look over there, I see you with this beautiful butterfly in your lap.
Yes, honey.
And you candidly named yourself Madam Butterfly.
Yes.
And I'd like to know the backstory on Madam Butterfly.
Well, first of all, Madam Butterfly brings the magic, okay? So this is my wands. Okay. But I call myself Madam Butterfly because if I knew all the power that I possessed and the magic that I had, I would have been pimping some people a long time ago.
Wow.
But because I know God and because I love God, I use my authority to empower people just to be free.
So as I look at you, I know that you are from Philadelphia.
Yes.
And you're here in Houston. And I'd just like to know about your many travels and some great stories as you migrated from
wherever
to Houston to wherever. But I see that you picked up a lot along the way.
I have. When I left Philly, this city of brotherly love that taught me how to hustle, I packed light. If that makes sense. I had to drop some people off. I had to leave some things behind. And I had to go where I was being led to go. So when I initially left Philly, I went to D.C. Area for college, graduated. From there, I went to Alaska. From there, I went back to Maryland and then back to Alaska, then to Italy, and so on and so on and so on. But yeah, in my travels, I've learned so much and I've been blessed. But I have to talk about Italy, right? Before I got to Italy, I was in Alaska. And I had told God, I said, you know, God, I want to work for you full time. And I didn't know how, I didn't know when. I was just driving down the highway. And I got to Italy. And me, my grandmother, well, let me backtrack. Before we got to Italy, I said I want to be on a cobblestone street, sipping coffee, working for you full time. Got to Italy. My grandma was there, my 3 children, and I was on a cobblestone street sipping coffee. And then I began to work for God full time. Me and my ex-husband, we started a ministry, True Deliverance Praise and Worship Center, which is still standing today. And that was just like the beginning of something phenomenal for me. That's when I really got the opportunity to know God and to trust God and to believe God. Alaska for me was a purging. All the negative energy, just things that I have gone through. God began to heal me there. So that was the beginning.
That's so great to have all these integral moments in your life and to be so well traveled. I mean, that's many people's dreams. And I just want to know, how were you able to travel?
Okay, well, first of all, by profession, I'm a dental hygienist,
Okay.
right? So you make money.
Okay. Okay.
And you pay for your travels. However, I have to tell you how I got to Spain.
Okay.
Okay. Um, I stayed in Spain for 3 months. I believe it was 2017. But 2017, July 26th, I was looking at my dream board, what some people call vision boards, right? And I had on that board that I said a tummy tuck. I wanted to be able to do 100 push-ups, and it was something else I wanted to do. And I said, okay, God, how are we going to do that? And I lied to you not. No more than an hour, someone hit me up on Facebook and said, looking for a celebrity to come to Spain. We'll train free of charge. Only thing you have to do is get here. And I was like, what? And then I said, well, who do you want and what is your budget? And they said, well, we don't know who we want and we don't have a budget, but we'll feed them and we'll house them and train them. And I said, okay. I said, well, let me check around. And if I know someone, then I will circle back and let you know. Got off the internet and just laying there, Spirit said, you're a local celebrity in Atlanta because of your show, Preacher's Exes, and you should go. So I got back on Facebook Messenger. Hey, I'm a local celebrity in Atlanta. Look up Preacher's Exes. I'll come. I don't need to lose weight, but I want to tone. And they said, okay. 2017, October, I was in Spain for 3 months. And it was so phenomenal. I trained 4 hours a day. I didn't get a tummy tuck, but I got my titties done.
Okay, hey.
Got my titties done. And it was a phenomenal experience. But I'm saying that the power of words, the power of belief is so important. I think that a lot of people don't believe, and that's why they don't receive. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely available to all of us.
So besides the exercising,
yes,
and the things that you got from Spain, how is it in Spain? How is it a beautiful city? Are the people kind?
I was actually in a place called Alicante, Spain, which was on the ocean. And it was beautiful. I had wonderful experiences and people that I still know and communicate with from over there. But then I traveled to Madrid to have my surgery, and that was beautiful. My surgeon, my anesthesiologist, the people at the Airbnb, everyone was just kind, you know, so it's definitely a different experience. For me, it was no racism over there. As Black people, they call us exotic.
Oh.
Yeah. So, right. So I was considered exotic over there, and it was dope. It was dope.
I can imagine that being a great, great experience for you.
Yes.
So from Madrid, you travel where?
From Madrid, I went back to Philly for a few months, and then I went to the Dominican Republic for 5 weeks. And the way I got there was I prayed, okay, God, where are we going next? And I heard in my spirit the DR. I need to know what the DR was. So I looked it up the next day. I found a place on the beach. I booked it and I went. But then the course of time I was there, I said, why am I here? Like, I just couldn't figure it out. On my way there, it was like being on Soul Plane. It was loud. It was very urban. It was lots of men. And I was like, where am I going? So got there, had someone pick me up, and I started crying on my way to the condo. I was staying because it was such poverty. It was beautiful, but it was impoverished. Okay. And I was just like, why am I here, God? During the course of me being there, I got sick. So during that 7 days, those 7 days, I had the pink eye and the flu at the same time. It was about my 4th week. And I would just pray and cry out to God and just talk to God and continuously ask, why am I here? Got better. And I went out one night. I normally don't go out in a foreign country by myself, especially to a club, because I know anything can happen. So I said, okay, God, I'm going out. It's my 5th week. I need you to be there with me when I go, and I need you to make sure that I'm going to get back safely. So I'm in this club. You see the men that live on the island because you've been there for so long. You're saying hi, you're speaking, but it was a gentleman next to me. And that gentleman is now my husband.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we share the same birthday.
Oh, wow.
His wife that passed before we met, she was a life coach. Oh, wow. I'm a life coach. Her name was Shay. My nickname is Shay. So just all those different things.
Was divine.
Yes, and anything that I do is divine.
Okay.
Because it's spirit led, and I pray about everything, even though I might cuss a lot. I really
cussing disciple.
Yes. And I'm gonna cut your ear off, disciple too. Disciple. Right. But besides that, people who really know me know that I love God, and I'm going to follow what God is saying for me. Like if God says, Cheron, you need to do this, and people say, hey, I don't think that's right. I'm like, well, you ain't God. I'm going with God. And I believe that being married to my ex-husband, who was a pastor and a preacher, he helped me to tap into that faith. Okay. You know, I didn't know the level of faith that I have now and the giftings, the spiritual giftings that I have without knowing him. So when I look at preachers' exes, right, I don't look at, oh, you know, he did this, he did that. I'm like, okay, he helped me raise my kid, and he helped me to discover who I am in God. Okay. And that was our season. Like some people think that marriage is forever, right? I don't believe that marriage is forever for everyone. I think that God allows us to come together, maybe create a gift to the world, a life, or that God brings us together to fulfill a purpose, and then we move forward. You know, so for me personally, I don't tell people to stay in something that they're not happy in, or they're uncomfortable in, or it's not working, or they've grown apart. There's nothing wrong with saying, thank you, next. And that's one of my favorite songs that actually ministers to me, and that's by Ariana Grande. Thank you, next.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in regards to the preacher's exes,
yes,
you are the creator of Preacher's Exes.
I am.
And I just like to know, what is this story about? What type of ladies or men that we're looking forward to seeing and meeting, and what do you want to tell the audience?
Well, I'm going to say this. Preacher's Exes was created back in 2013, based off of my book,
3 p.m., The Preacher, The Power, The Penis, and Me.
Yes.
Okay? In that order.
So, The Preacher, The Power, The Penis, and Me, not in me. Okay? But it was my story of transition. And the reason I wrote the book is because I had to heal. I had to heal thyself. And it was in my writing, I got healed. And then I transitioned into more healing. So people say, well, what's the more healing? With a margarita in my hand on the dance floor, twerking, whatever it was, but enjoying my life because I forgot how to dance. And I had to rediscover who Cheron was. I totally forgot everything about me. And even in that, I I had to get therapy and a life coach and just relearn.
So that's coming from marriages?
That's coming from marriages, but that 16-year marriage,
okay,
I lost everything. You know, and I put up with a lot of shit. You know, and many women do. But now, looking back in retrospect, I really didn't have to. I was already educated. But I stayed, and I stayed because I thought that I was pleasing God. You know, the mothers of the church, oh, just pray it out and fast it out and roll on the floor and snot and all that shit. That shit don't work. Okay, and let me tell you why it don't work. It doesn't work because you cannot overpower someone else's will. However, you can allow God to change your will and your mind.
Right.
But for me to keep praying for somebody who wasn't ready for change, that was just like dumb when I look at it, but I didn't know.
Makes sense.
You know, and once I got out the marriage, that's when God really started dealing with me and speaking with me and healing with me and becoming more alive in me. Yes, I was going to the clubs. Yes, you know, some other stuff. But God was with me. Even so, when I would go to the club, God, be with me. You know, make sure I get there safe. Make sure I get home safe. And then sometimes in the club, people would minister to me on the dance floor. God meets us anywhere. A lot of times people believe, oh, God will just meet you at church. No, the hell, God don't just meet you at church. God can meet you anywhere that you're open to receiving God at. And that's what God did for me. He met me on the dance floor where people gave me prophetic words that only God knew, and it resonated with my spirit. So, yeah, it is amazing because God is amazing.
So I like to know that, next question I'd just like to know, how long and how many marriages were you?
You know what? I've been married 5 times. I'm on my 5th marriage now.
Wow.
And I used to be embarrassed of that.
But at least you got somebody to take you to the altar.
Oh, honey, I had five rings, okay? If you look, if y'all want to know how to get a man, hit me up. I even got the dating book for it. But, you know, back in the day, I used to be embarrassed. Like, people would be like, oh, what marriage are you on now? And I'm like, oh, shit, here they go again. You know, but some women haven't gotten married once. Right. So I celebrate that and I honor that. And I say, God, thank you. Yeah. You know?
So in regards to Preacher's Exes again, this is the new reality show that's coming out. You are the creator.
I am.
And I just would like to know what the audience can expect from this show.
Authenticity, realness,
uncut,
uncut. You know, well, I know I'm uncut and unfiltered. I don't know about everybody else and where they are.
So you will be one of the
because
you've been married how many times with preachers?
5 times, baby.
How many times preachers? Pastors? 2.
2 preachers.
How is it?
1 bishop, 1 pastor.
How was it?
I hate it.
You hated being
I hated it. Okay. I would never do it again.
So did you hate being a pastor's wife or pastor ex? Which one you hate the most?
Oh, I love being an ex.
Okay.
I hate being a pastor's wife.
Okay.
If I love being a pastor's wife, I would still be that. No, I love being an ex. I love the fact that I have a story to tell. I love the fact that God has graced me to go through it and to change other people's lives.
Well, they have some people that are not so happy about being an ex, and they have a lot of trauma and things that they are dealing with in regards to being a pastor or preacher's ex. So everybody's story is not like yours.
You're right. But I tell people, let your pain become your passion, become your profit, right? So, yeah, you could be an ex, right? And you could be miserable being an ex, but think about, were you happy being married? Like, to me, that don't make sense. Like, get your shit together. Get your life together. Go get healed, right? And then change someone else's life. this podcast is available. Contact me and be like, look, bitch, I want to be on your podcast.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Tell your story. Get it out there.
story.
Get it off of you and share, because in your sharing, someone else is going to be healed. And it's not about bashing preachers, right?
Right.
It's not about that at all, but it's telling my story. I got a voice. I have something to say. And so many women are bottled up and afraid to talk about what they've experienced. But I'm saying, come out wherever you are.
Mm-hmm. Because so many preachers, especially, they kind of walk in the back shadow of a pastor.
Right.
So sometimes they're left not knowing their place or
exactly
to go forward, because there are not a lot of sympathy, resources for them. So you can help them in so many ways in that area.
Bringing the magic. Bringing the magic, baby.
I need me a butterfly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, I made this.
Oh, you made it?
I made this.
So
yeah.
I want one.
Okay. I'll make you one. It's no problem.
Okay.
But I just say, share your story.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it. Hire a therapist, a counselor, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, whatever you need to walk you through that process of healing.
And you did all that?
Go get it. Yes. Okay. I had a therapist and a life coach simultaneously for about 6 years. And I got kicked out of both. No, seriously. Like,
they were like, tell me why.
They were like, you're happy, you don't need us. And I'm like, no, I want to stay. And I told my therapist, I said, well, let's talk business. He said, I am not a business therapist. So he was like, you don't need me anymore.
Oh, wow. So I think that you will be able to help a lot of ladies, especially pastors and preachers' exes. I would like to know what's so unique about preachers' exes in regards to ex of any type of marriage. They have the Hollywood exes.
Right.
They have preachers' exes. So what is the difference from a preacher's exes that you think that the viewers will want to see? What's unique about you guys?
You know what? The only thing that's really different is the fact that we've been attached to preachers. But when you look at a doctor's ex or a policeman's ex or a fireman's ex, we all have probably the same type of stories. Okay. However, I feel that in the religion sector, right, that there's no level of accountability where you can go to spiritual authorities and get the help that you need, as opposed to people looking at you like you're the damn problem, when really you're not the problem. There's just no accountability. And it's like, wow, really? And it's like a brotherhood or a sisterhood where people don't talk, or where rumors are spread. Like, say if you were another pastor and I confided in you, then you might go and tell my story to somebody else, and it's like wildflowers, and it just grows and it spreads. But the thing is, I should be able to come and talk to someone in confidence and get some real help. So now, I don't believe that people should go to like Christian or preachers for counseling unless they have a degree, or something, like, but not because they're a pastor, because most pastors don't know shit. I actually interviewed someone, and they were saying that they wrote their husband's sermons, and that's not the only person I know where the sermons were written by other people, or people are stealing other people's sermons or taking them and sharing them, and they just preach them a different way. So why would I come to you when you don't even study the word of God? No, I need some real help. I need somebody who is balanced enough to help me walk through the fire that I'm going through, the heartache, the pain, and to help catapult me into destiny, help to catapult me into a better life, a better future, into loving myself, into building positive habits and healthy self-esteem. But a lot of people that I know, because I can't speak for every pastor in the world, because I'm sure there's some phenomenal pastors out there who really love their people. But from what I know and what I've experienced, it wasn't like that.
So what happens here is, what I'm hearing is, preachers' wives or exes,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're men or women,
Yes.
they're pretty much left to deal with their own issues.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of help out there for him, or
There's
people even
not.
wanting to help them.
When a preacher messes up, and if it's a male preacher,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times they're like, oh, he's just a man. Let's pray for him. And then they'll look at the wife like, well, what
Deal
did
with
she
it.
do? Yeah, deal with it.
Mm.
But what did she do? She wasn't doing her job.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to saying, no, he need to sit his ass down, and we need to embrace her and help her to walk through this process where
Right.
she's whole and she's healthy. When I look at the bishop that died in Atlanta, who was accused of sleeping with boys in his church, right? So many people just gathered around him and was like, no. And I'm like, bullshit. Like, that really, really, really bothered me. And then to see him in a king's chair and they're lifting him up and calling him a king. To me, you've taken that individual and you've made him your God.
So what happened to? Was he married?
He was married.
Okay, so I never saw her anywhere. So I
Exactly.
don't know if she didn't want to be in the limelight or they didn't care. But how was she getting help for that? How was anybody helping her?
I don't know her story
Mm-hmm.
at all. Never reached out to her.
Mm-hmm.
But as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
I believe if my husband was accused of something so filthy,
Mm-hmm.
I believe I would have had to have left.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're doing something dirty. And I was molested
Sneaky.
as a child.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know the pain and the trauma that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't have stuck around. But people stick around for different reasons, whether it's money, because I know preachers' wives who have stuck around for money,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
they,
limelight.
yeah, and they know their husband is cheating, but I don't know. I stuck around and I ain't get too much of shit. So I understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once I believe I got that okay from God,
Mm-hmm.
I was out. Like my whole mindset shifted. Like I went and got a trainer, and when I went to the gym, I said, I need some eye candy. I need some motivation for coming to this gym. And honey, I got more than enough.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It
I
seemed
couldn't
like,
wait to go wave it, start shaving my vagina.
oh, wow. Wow. Is that stuff you can't do as a preacher's wife?
Well, you know what? I don't know if I did. I must didn't. But honey, when I got that trainer faithfully, smelling good. So my husband, he said, I think you like that trainer. Oh, no. But I couldn't wait. Oh, my God. I really was into this trainer. And I'm going to tell you why.
Because of the attention, I think, that they give, that one-on-one attention.
Yeah.
That women lack so much.
Yeah.
In the
And he
relationship.
was compassionate. And we had meaningful conversations. Not sexual conversations, but meaningful conversations that I was not getting. And now when I look at him, I'm going to say this. He helped to catapult me into my destiny too. When I met him, I had a Mercedes truck, right? He said, this truck ain't you. He said, you need a convertible. And he said, and you're too big for this town.
Wow.
And you need to get out of it.
Oh, wow.
And I took those words and I got me a convertible car, right? And I got out of that town. But in the process, and I'm going to say we needed each other, in the process of me training with him, I was trying to get him to become a celebrity trainer.
Oh, wow.
And I started making contacts and I set up photo shoots for him and things like that because I know even now he can do that. He can make it if he wanted to.
Right.
And he said that my thinking was so big for him at that time that he couldn't fathom all of that. But he appreciated the fact that I believed in him. And because I believed in him, that catapulted him into his career as a trainer. And we don't talk often, but when we have talked, it's laughter. Mm-hmm. It's like, wow, you remember this or you remember that? And I never forget anyone who has changed my life. Right. Never. Right. Because he spoke things in me that pushed me out to be bigger and better and more free.
And he wasn't even your husband.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
So I'm just so glad that you were able to find the help that you need.
Yes.
Not only find the help that you need, you were able to find your creative space.
I did.
And last project, this one right here, I'm not saying this will be the last, but this is the current project.
Yes.
Project that you're working on, Preacher's Exes. I'm just so glad that you created a platform for these ladies to show that they are someone without being attached to someone. Because a lot of times we as ladies, we are men, we think that we're nobody if we don't have anybody. Right. But you're somebody. You're somebody all by yourself.
You know.
And I just can't wait to see that on stage. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it on TV.
In 7 years that I was single, I really developed who I was. Again, I really found me. I began to fall in love with me and teach people how to treat me.
Oh, yeah.
And I said I wasn't going backwards. And I started to recognize what my red flags were with other people and things like that. And I just decided this isn't the life that I was going to have. You know, I wanted better for myself. And I wasn't looking to other people to give me better. You know, even though I don't date broke. Or didn't date broke. Okay, some women, they don't mind, but I'm 50, or I was like in no age bracket where you just don't date broke no more.
Oh, wow.
Like somebody have to have something because you're too old. You can't build a beer when you're like 40 and 50 and all that. You know, but I decided that I wanted to change me. And I did that. And God helped me to do that. So when it comes to Preacher's Exes, the movie is out there.
Oh, wow. Where can we find that?
Well, it's not out there as far as like on film right now, but just shopping
the process.
Right.
We speaking it.
Yes.
Process is going forward.
Amen. Thank you. I received that. The play is already written. Oh, wow. So I've been working. Like a lot of people, they don't know what I do. And people have asked me, what do you do? And I would say, drink coffee and look pretty.
Oh.
That's
the life.
You know what I'm saying? But really, I work hard.
Creating.
These last few days or weeks, I've been up just 12, 13 hours working. And thank God that I have a husband now who understands that this is who she is. This is what she does. She's loud. She cuss a lot. She gonna be praising God one moment, and then the twerk song gonna come on, and she gonna be, twerking around the house, and and
it's a fun spirit.
Yeah.
And you just want to be happy.
I just want to be happy, and I am happy. And people ask me about my happiness all the time. Why are you so happy? Because I choose to be happy. There's so many things in this world.
You have to choose to be happy. That's it, right? You have to choose to be happy and do whatever it takes to be happy.
That's right.
And I'd like to ask you a question in regards to your husband. Do you think that through the failed marriages or however you named them, whether they
failed.
You learned, okay. So you said it, not me.
Yeah, it's okay.
So
they failed.
We're going to find out through you, were you able to pick a better husband because of your failed marriages?
I have. I have. And I have to say this. When I look back at all my husbands, they all have great qualities.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. My first husband, we were just young, and I was forced to marry him because I was pregnant. My second husband, and this is how I named them by numbers.
Okay.
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 My second husband, I was trying to get out my mom's house.
Okay.
And I married him. That didn't work, but he's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful father. He raised our son.
Okay.
He raised our son. My son went to go live with him when he was 3. Okay. Husband number 3. I gotta see which one that is. Okay.
She forgot, y'all.
Husband number 3. Okay, he's very interesting. He gave me a brilliant daughter. I have to say that.
Okay.
Like, all my children are smart, but excuse me, this one is brilliant. Like, I think she's a genius.
Okay.
He was very interesting because we went through some abusiveness where
wow.
he was abusive.
Okay.
Physically.
Okay.
Until my brother beat that ass, right?
Okay.
Yeah. We don't play that in my family.
He didn't know you was from Philly, huh?
We from Philly.
Oh, okay.
But I actually, in that marriage, I went to jail for a few hours.
Oh, wow.
Because we were fighting in a restaurant.
You didn't add that to your resume.
Oh yeah, I went to jail for a few hours, and I was praying.
Cheron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I didn't even get booked.
Okay.
I didn't get booked.
Okay.
But
so
when
you
they
broke
came
out.
No, when they
I gotta hear this story.
when they came to the restaurant, right? And I'm talking about the cops. Okay. So this is the reason I went to jail.
Okay.
I had his baby. I had just had her. When I went back to my place in Delaware, because I came to Philly to have her staying with my mom's, I went back to my place to get some clothes. He had taken all my furniture and everything. Like, I went home to nothing but my clothes. It just looked like a mess, like a whirlwind hit the car. I mean, the apartment. Right. And I also found out that the young lady who went with me was pregnant. And she was pregnant by him.
Good evening. The show over, guys. I'm just kidding.
she was pregnant by him. She had an abortion, I heard. So that was a lot of pressure right there.
Betrayal.
Right.
Abandoned.
Yes. I just had a baby.
Frightened.
Yeah.
You know, in love.
I was pissed. I was pissed the fuck off. So anyway, went back to Philly, and I never told my family anything, especially my brother. We're fighters in my family. So I told my brother one night, and he said, let's go get your furniture. I'm thinking, okay, but how the hell we going to get the furniture? We're not in no truck. We're just in a car. Right, so we went to right. We went to the young lady's house, and they weren't there. But on the way back, there was a restaurant, Broad Street Diner at Broad and 66, and her car was there. And I said to my brother, "They're in there. There's her car." And honey, my brother couldn't park that car fast enough. I got out that car, and I was walking fast. You would have thought I was crazy. I probably was right then and there.
He was walking like Sophia walked through that corn patch.
Child. So anyway, right, get through the door, and they're at the first table at the door. And I just grabbed her and started beating her. Oh, wow. And then my brother came behind me, and my brother started beating him. And my brother was tossing him from table to table, and the people in the restaurant were screaming, "You're going to kill them. Stop it, please." And it was like the OK Corral in that place.
Snapped for a moment.
I did. And when the young lady fell, she fell near a sign. The sign broke. I just started kicking her in her face. Oh, wow. And I saw the blood gushing down her eyes. And then she got up. She ran out the restaurant. And my brother was like just tossing him from table to table. And then my brother got him to the kitchen. And it was a silver whatever, I guess, where the man prepped the food. And the man said, "Please stop." And I heard the sirens, and my brother stopped. The cops came in, asked me what was going on, put the handcuffs on me. Well, my brother, initially, he was like, "Cheron, let's go." I was like, "No, we're going to stay here." I said, "If we run, we'll get in really big trouble." Cops put the handcuffs on me, put the handcuffs on my brother, put my brother in the van, put me in a car. And these two older ladies, They came to the car, even though the window was up, and they mouthed, excuse me, who can I call for you? And then they said, good job. Because in the midst of everything that was going on, I was screaming to the top of my lungs, telling the whole restaurant what he did. So in the car, they take me to the precinct, and I'm praying, God, please send somebody to help me. And as they're taking me into the station, there was a cop that I knew from my church. And I said, can you help me? And he helped me. He got me out that night. The ladies, they called my grandmother, because I had mouthed my grandmother's number. My grandmother rallied my family up. Family came down to the precinct. My cousin was telling me that my ex-husband was telling the cops that I was the girlfriend and this was the wife. And my cousin was like, no, that's your wife and this is your girlfriend. So needless to say, I got out that night, had to go to court. The restaurant sued me. Got a restraining order from my ex-husband that night in the middle of the night. Like, the cops were laughing when I came to the door because I was so petite. And they were like, man, we just here to serve you with this restraining order. Got the restraining order. I was like, okay, thank you. Got to court. Your Honor said, Miss Griffin, how do you plead? I said, guilty. He gave me my fine. I paid it. I went home. No record, no anything, just a story to tell.
So did that relationship dissolve at that moment?
I think it pretty much dissolved at that moment. However, we're friends now. Okay. You know, we can talk about it. We can laugh about it. I'm healed.
What about her?
Child, she's married to she's married to a radio personality in Philly. I would love to see her.
How everybody's doing.
I would really love to see her, because even after I got out of jail, my mom said, how do you feel? And I said, I want to do it again.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. My mom was up at the mountains when it happened. She was there praying for me. So I lived a very interesting life with this whole preacher's exes and just Cheron as a whole. Mm-hmm. But what I love about the story is that I'm so blessed. So blessed to have the story. Mm-hmm. I'm so healed. And even my mom recognized the fact that my gifting and calling is to help other people, especially women, to heal. Mm-hmm. And that's why God gave me all these stories, you know, from molestation to being married 5 times to being a preacher's ex and, you know, all the shit in between. They're just stories that can change other people's lives, but also make me money.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that order, huh?
In that order.
So, do you think that throughout your life, the things that happen have made you bitter, or do you have unconditional love?
You know what? I love everybody. It's just people that normally don't like me after a while. Okay. And I don't know if that's because I live so authentically, and I just don't care, you know, but I am who I am. Okay. And I'm that person that God created. So whether I'm loud or whatever, that's just, but I'm loyal to the end. Okay. And I was thinking even before this interview, how a lot of times people will attach themselves to me. It'll go great. And then someone will come and whisper in their ear. And then it goes south.
Whisper like whisper?
Like they're jealous of a relationship. So, you know.
That's common.
Yeah.
People, there's something about that magic that two, you know, as long as you're by yourself, you're fine. But as soon as you find that perfect connection, that right friend or that right lover, that right husband, you know, then of course, everything start trying to.
Well, you know what?
Sear it apart.
I think that a lot of times people say they have strength and they are your friend and all that, but a lot of people aren't as strong as they say they are. Because if someone comes to me and talks about my friend to me, first of all, I'm going to check your ass, right? And then I'm going to tell my friend what you said about them because I don't appreciate that. You know, so to me, friendship is like the epitome of living. We all need someone. I just expect loyalty in return because I'm very loyal. But when you fuck me, I'm going to fuck you real good.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Beware. Preacher's exes, all of the cast and all of them. So are y'all going to have this bond, this sister brotherhood thing? Do you think you like to create something great?
Yeah, I would love a sisterhood and a brotherhood with people. But, you know, whenever you have different personalities, everyone doesn't get along. But I try to stay neutral. I try to stay balanced. I don't judge people based on their relationship with other people. I judge people based on how they treat me. Now, when you treat me wrong, that's when things, you know, change. But I'm not going to not like someone because someone else doesn't like someone. If I don't like you, I just don't like you, and I'm not going to fuck with you even if they fuck with you.
Right.
So
you don't need anybody in your amen corner
no.
to make a decision.
I toot my own horn.
Okay.
You know, I'm my own amen corner, and I'm not saying that in a cocky way, but what I do know is that I came here alone and I'm gonna die alone.
That's correct.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to preacher's exes,
yes,
and when you were married to a pastor, and were you very vigilant in ministry?
Oh yes, honey. I was behind everything. I'm a doer.
Okay.
So if it needs to be done, I got you. If the church needs to be beautified, I got you. If you need to be a certain way or look a certain way, I got you. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to disrespect me.
Okay.
Because I'm not one of the type of people where I'm like going to be all quiet. No, my face going to show it all. You know, I might not tell people, but I'm going to show it. You know, now I've talked to my family in the past, but not to the congregants or anything like that. And truth be told, my mother wanted me to leave a long time ago. Oh, wow. But I stayed.
Mother always knows, huh?
Yeah, I stayed because I thought I was doing the godly thing.
So how do you feel about ministry now, outside of being a pastor's
to
wife?
Me, ministry is in a total different way.
Okay.
This is ministry.
Okay.
Right? Because ministry means to serve. Okay. So anytime I'm serving, I'm doing ministry. But do I need a pulpit? I don't. Yeah. I mean, we have social media now and so many other avenues to serve people and to give what God has blessed us with. So I am doing ministry, yes.
So do you want to talk about any of the castmates or cast members? You don't want to talk about any of those? That's a big secret?
Yes.
So you have to tune in to see that, right?
Yes, we're going to believe that it's going to be picked up this time, and we're going to let God do what God does.
Okay, just one question. Are they interesting characters?
I believe they are.
Okay, yes. That's good. That's all we need to know. As long as they're interesting, we will be there to watch.
I love
so
that.
This concludes our interview with this lovely serial entrepreneur. And we'll see you guys next time. Oh, but before we go, I'd just like for you to say one thing to your audience, where they can reach you and what they can look forward to with Cheron K. Griffin, a.k.a. Madam Butterfly.
Okay. Well, all things Cheron K. Griffin, CHERONK Griffin. And you can look forward to Preacher's Exes podcast. And also you can look forward to my new makeup line that's about to launch, and it's entitled Rich Bitch Luxe.
Oh, wow.
Yes, bitch, boss, in total control of herself.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And that includes the whole makeup line or just lipstick?
Well, you know what? Initially, it was lipstick, but I'm going for the gusto.
Go for the gusto.
Go big or go home.
So we got some matte colors, glossy colors.
Yes, everything.
Colors. We got red.
Yes.
Okay, we got pink.
The boss is, the red is boss bitch.
Okay.
And the pink is power pussy pink.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I can't let my grandkids play in that lipstick.
Well, you know what? a lot of times women don't know that we have a lot of power down there. So,
oh, wow.
And I'll end with that.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, with that being said, y'all have met her. Y'all see her. This will not be the last time that you will see her. And I just want y'all to tune in, stay contact, reach her on her platforms, YouTube.
Yes, social media.
Yes. And that's
Cheron K. Griffin.
Cheron K. Griffin.
Yes.
On Facebook, YouTube?
Instagram. Yes.
YouTube.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Yes. All of them. Twitter.
She's everywhere, y'all. Y'all keep in touch and y'all stay tuned. This is another secret, a big secret that's going to be revealed coming real soon with you guys. So see ya next time.
Thank you.